Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today we are going to be starting a kind of new series on my channel. I tend to start a lot of these and then I just trail off because that's just a bad habit that I have. But essentially I want to call this series kind of like the nostalgia palettes. I don't know if anyone's done anything like this before. I literally just thought of this myself and just thought I would just put it on my channel. So basically I've been going through my collection recently in the sense of eyeshadow palettes because I have a lot of them. So if you've seen any of my declutters, you will see that I have two massive crates of eyeshadow palettes, and it's a bad habit. I have a really bad habit of collecting palettes. So what I want to do is just go through some of them and just talk about why I have them, what I love about them, and just use them on my face. So obviously if you saw the thumbnail, you'd probably be interested, but I'm talking about the BPerfects Stacey Marie Carnival Interstellar palette. So this is not old by any means, but I just felt like it was a palette that I haven't used in a while, and it took me a while to get it because I was kind of convincing myself that I didn't need it. But when I got it, I'm absolutely just in love with it. So if you guys have not seen inside of the palette, it is essentially just a gorgeous kind of like grey and some pastels and a couple of other like really gorgeous like rainbow type palettes. And I have two of the other Stacey Marie palettes. I have I just can't remember what they're called and my brain is just not working, but some of them I just absolutely love, and I really hope she brings out another one soon because it's been a while. So I think it's definitely been over a year since this one came out, and Be Perfect are always doing so many other like different collaborations. They're coming out with a lot of different stuff, but when it comes to their big palettes with Stacey Marie, they haven't done anything in a while, so I'm quite intrigued to see if they're coming out of anything soon. So I just wanted to use the palette today because it has been a while since I've used it. I'm not really going to touch any of the greys because I did just do a grey look in my review of my Beauty Bay kind of smoky palette, and that was just all greys. But I kind of want to mix it up a bit. Like I don't think I've done a green look in a while, so I kind of want to go in with the greens. But first I'm just going to quickly go off camera, put on my trusty sellotape and my Urban Decay primer, and then we'll get started. Okay, so we'll actually do a bit of a closer look of the palette. I mean, you can see obviously closer looks online, which will probably be better quality than my phone camera. But yeah, one thing I just love about the palette are these shimmers. Like they really are just insane. So the whole palette itself, you get 30 velvet mattes, you get 3 duochrome pressed pigments, 8 mesmerizing shimmers, and 4 foil glitter shimmers. So I think when it comes to the kind of glitter shimmers, I think it's more like these slightly chunky ones. I have used a few of them, and they are kind of like, they crumble quite easily, but I feel like they're still really nice kind of additions to the palette itself. But like I said, we're going to go in with a green look today because it's been a while since I've done a green look. We're going to start off with Celestial just here. So like I mentioned in the beginning, I was quite hesitant to kind of get this palette, and I don't know if it was mainly because of the price, because still even now it's like £41, and even though like I don't think Be Perfect are, I don't know if they're not really classed as an independent brand because they're pretty big now. Like even on TikTok they are absolutely massive, but the fact is that they sell some amazing products which are pretty damn affordable. And I mean, when I was looking at these palettes, I always tend to get them when they're on some kind of sale. So Be Perfect are known for having some amazing sales. Like recently, I think it was a couple of days ago from me filming this, they literally had like a 70% up to 70% off sale on so many things. And I actually think I got this palette for about £20 because I am always quite hesitant to spend £40 on a palette. It's rare that I would spend that much money on something because I just, as like, you know, just a standard like retail worker, I can't afford stuff like that. But I mean, if it comes to something where I know it's going to be special and I know it's going to be kind of worthy of it, I will pick it up just to kind of give it a go. Not to say that wasn't really worthy of it, but you know when you just have so many palettes and you're just kind of like, I don't need this right now. Like I do that a lot. And then I would say when it comes to like sales or any type of discount, I'm literally like on it to pick up something because I just really want to try the palette. And honestly, I don't regret getting it, especially at £20. Like always keep an eye out on Be Perfect because they have some amazing sales sometimes. So now I'm going to go in with something just a bit deeper inside my crease. And I'm going to go in with Meteor just here, and I kind of feel like I might have done a look like this before, but I really want to do a green look again. I think it's been a while since I've done a green look because I tend to just recently have done like a mixture of, I think it just depends on the palette that I'm using, because sometimes they're not going to be as colourful, or they're just kind of like neutral style looks that I'm not doing anything too crazy on. But when it comes to colourful shadows, like, you can't go wrong with some of these Stacey Marie ones, like her Carnival, I'm sorry, not a Carnival, but her like Tahiti palette and her other ones as well. They are what you would call like kind of iconic and like colourful palettes. Like they're ones, I think, what put Be Perfect like on a bigger kind of um like, you know, more popular when it comes to like the beauty community, especially in the UK, like, because I think they're based in Scotland. I could be wrong, but their stuff is just insane. And again, everything that I use by them, I feel like they rarely kind of miss anything, like in the bad sense. Like, I don't think I've tried a Be Perfect product and not liked it, in my opinion. Next, we're going to go in with Alien, just here, which is like a dark green. And I love the names as well. Like, the names are so funny because I love space. And another reason that I did pick this up is because of the theming. I love space. I love nebulas and all that stuff. So the names are always like a big winner for me as well, apart from obviously the look of the shade. This green shade, like, how insane is this Alien shade? Like, it is, like, I'm trying not to go too heavy with it because I know that they're so pigmented and they're just so, like, just, yeah, just absolutely stunning. I'm trying to not lose the other shades as well because they're still super gorgeous. So I'm gonna try and now, what should we do? We'll do a shimmer because I feel like they're great to like top off a look essentially. And I can say that Martian is definitely one of my favorite shades like ever in a palette. So I feel like I might go with that today because, again, I'm going back into my nostalgia of using this palette, even though it's been like maybe a year or so since I've used it. But we are gonna like look at how stunning that is. Wow. Okay. Again, this palette does not mess about. And these kind of shimmers are very, very soft. So if you do use a finger or if you use something, be careful because it makes like a little indent. And I'm not that type of person who messes up their palettes. Like, I can't do that. I like to look after like how well my palettes look and how my kind of packaging and everything is. That's why sometimes I used to keep the packaging for stuff, even though they would take up so much freaking space. But I felt like I need to look after the stuff that I've paid for, because I use my hard-earned money on them, basically. But oh man, this shade is so gorgeous. It's like a greeny blue, and what I love about it's like a lagoon type shade. And I'm going to go in with my inner corner now, and I'm going to go in with Galactic just there. So I've used that, as you can see, quite a few times with a brush because of how the indent has looked. So that's going to go, oof, yeah. I love, love, love this palette. I'm so glad, like I mentioned, that I've got it, and you can still pick it up. I was just looking on the Be Perfect website and it's like £42. So I feel like if you're looking for a palette that is going to last you a long time and is worthy of the money, like, this is 40 plus shades, 43 shades, I think. So it's like £1 a shade, literally. So what I'm going to do now is kind of do a bit of a speedy kind of rest of my look. And then at the end, I will just give you my final thoughts on the palette, basically. Okay, and this is my finished look. So, I mean, I'm not really sure. I don't really know what to say about this palette after I've used it because I still feel exactly the same. I don't feel like any of the palettes that I own I'm going to kind of think differently about. Maybe some of them where the kind of matte shades would have dried out and they're kind of not the same anymore. But I feel like with this palette, we are still good to go. Like we are still good to keep this and to use this. And the fact that it's been a year since BPerfect have brought out another Stacey Marie collaboration. I know that these collabs take a very long time to kind of get together and to produce and to make and, you know, all that stuff. But I'm guessing the thought that goes into all of these is so well put. And again, the greens that I've used today, I have done a similar look to this, but when it comes to me and greens, like if you were, you know, watching my channel like a year or two ago, you would know that green was like my color of that year when it came to shadows, because I would constantly use greens, and I thought I would go back to that slightly, but today I'm absolutely just still obsessed with this palette. And let me know if you have this palette. Do you still enjoy it? Do you still use it? Because again, a lot of palettes that we have these days do get forgotten about. So, you know, do you think it's still just as good as when you purchased it? And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there. Let me know if you like this style of video, because I will definitely continue doing them, I believe. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.